Assalamu alaikum dear students, welcome to For Public School e-learning class 10th. This is your chemistry subject. You're learning chapter number 11, that is organic chemistry, and I'm your teacher Yamna Khan. This is part 2 of chapter number 11. Now take out page number 57. Today we are going to discuss the topic diversity and magnitude of organic compounds. Diversity, you can say uniqueness, and vastness, that means the magnitude. The diversity and magnitude of organic compounds is due to the uniqueness of carbon's bonding and its structure. Carbon's unique bonding properties allow the formation of a variety of structures, including chains and rings of the many shapes and sizes. You can see here we have the straight chain. ठीक है, यहाँ पे straight chain की formation हो रही है. Then we have the branched chain, and then we have the closed or ring form. All right. So the ring and the closed form, they are of many sizes and many shapes. Carbon can make bonds with many other types of atoms such as hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. As we discussed previously, furane and pyridine, etc. As carbon is an element, but it's still its compounds are in millions due to the following reasons. The first one reason is tetravalent. Carbon is a tetravalent atom. The carbon atom can form a total of 4 covalent bonds, as it is having 4 electrons in the outermost shell, or it is having 4 valence electrons. That is why it forms total of 4 covalent bonds. Mode of bonding: the carbon atom can form a single, double, or triple bonds in their compounds. As you can see here, we have 4 single bonds, just like this. Carbon is having 1, 2, 3, and 4 single bonds with hydrogen. Over here, we have 2 single and 1 double bond. So you can see here, carbon is having you can see 1 double bond over here and 2 single bonds over here. And here we have 2 double bonds. So carbon over here is having these two, this one double bond and this one double bond. So basically this carbon is having 2 double bonds over here. Now here we have 1 triple bond and 1 single bond. So this carbon over here is having 1 triple bond and 1 single bond with the hydrogen. The next one property is carbon-carbon bonding, or you can say the self-linkage of carbon. Carbon atom have the ability to covalently bond with the other carbon atoms to form straight chains, branch chains, and rings. The self-linkage ability of the carbon is called catenation. ठीक है, अगर आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं, we have the straight chain में basically carbons are combined together. So this is the self linkage of carbon. The self linkage of carbon is called the catenation. So here we have the straight chain, the branched chain, and the closed form or the ring shape. All right. The next one is carbon bonding to other elements. Carbon, besides catenation, it can easily bind with the other atoms like oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and halogens, etc. Now moving on to the next page. That is page number 58. The fifth one is arrangement of atoms. The different bonding ability of carbon also allows for different arrangement of carbon atoms. This means that some organic compounds may contain same atoms but have different properties because atoms are arranged differently. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आपको एग्जाम्पल दी गई है. एक ही आपके पास मॉलिक्यूल होगा, ठीक है, उसका एक ही मॉलिक्यूलर फार्मूला होगा, लेकिन उसकी अरेंजमेंट या फिर यू कैन से कि उसका स्ट्रक्चर फार्मूला डिफरेंट होगा. ठीक है, एज यू कैन सी हेयर वी हैव C2H6NO. ठीक है, it represents both ethanol and dimethyl ether. Here we have ether and this one is ethanol. ठीक है, so you can see that it's still having 1 and 2 carbons and 3 plus 3 6 हाइड्रोजन्स एंड 1 ऑक्सीजन. ठीक है, इसमें भी यही है. और अगर आप यहाँ पे भी चेक करें, इट इज़ हैविंग 1 and 2 carbons and you can count the hydrogens, that is 6 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So basically the molecular formula is same but the structural formula is different. So because of the arrangement of atoms we can get 2 different molecules. This basically property is the isomerism. So here we have in tidbit the isomers. Isomers are the compounds that have same molecular formula, just like that, but different structural formula. The difference in the structural formula is due to the arrangement of carbon atoms. Carbon atoms की यहाँ पे arrangement different है और ether में different है. The atoms in the compound are arranged differently. Two isomers will therefore have different properties. As the number of carbon atoms in the molecular formula increases, the number of isomers also increases. ठीक है, इसको आप change भी कर सकते हैं. There are many isomers formed due to the difference of the arrangement of atoms. The next one is strength of covalent bonds of carbon atoms. The size of carbon atom is very small, due to which the carbon atoms form strong covalent bonds with each other and with the other elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and halogens. This property of carbon enables it to form large number of compounds. ठीक है, size of an atom आपके पास कार्बन का क्या है, it is very small. इसकी वजह से जो कार्बन बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन करता है, आइदर इट इज़ सेल्फ लिंकेज और विद द अदर एलिमेंट्स, दैट इज हाइड्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन. वो जो कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स होते हैं, दे आर वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. Here we have some general characteristics of organic compounds. Organic compounds have many common characteristics due to their molecular structure. Some of the important characteristics are given below. The first one is composition. Organic compounds are mainly composed of carbon and hydrogen. You already know that organic compounds contain hydrocarbons. Organic compounds may contain oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus and halogens along with the carbon and hydrogen atoms. ठीक है, इसमें से examples आपने previously पढ़ी भी थी. For example, we have furane. Furane में बाकी other जो होते हैं, they are all carbon atoms combined with the hydrogen, and the single one is oxygen over here. So that one is called furane. Covalent nature. Organic compounds are covalently bonded compounds. They are mainly non-polar in nature with few exceptions. They do not ionize in aqueous solution. ज़ाहिरी बात है, यहाँ पे covalent bonding होती है, so they are not ionized into the aqueous solution. मतलब positive and negative charges में convert नहीं होते हैं when you dissolve into the aqueous solution. Solubility. Organic compounds are mostly non-polar in nature, so they are soluble in non-polar solvents like ether, benzene, carbon tetrachloride, etc. Non-polar में dissolve होगा, polar में dissolve होगा. So basically organic compounds are non-polar, इसलिए non-polar solvents में dissolve होंगे. Mostly these compounds are less or completely insoluble in water, which is a polar. ठीक है. Low melting and boiling points. Organic compounds have generally low melting and boiling points. This is due to the reason that organic compounds are held together by weak intermolecular forces. इनके बीच में जो intermolecular forces होते हैं organic compounds के बीच में, those intermolecular forces are weak. They can easily be broken down, or you can say that they are volatile. ठीक है, जैसे कि आपके पास एसीटोन की एग्जांपल है. एसीटोन भी एक ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड है and it is very volatile in nature. Therefore, their melting and boiling points are very low. Now moving on to the next page, that is page number 59. The next one property is thermal instability. Organic compounds are usually thermally unstable. They decompose into smaller molecules on heating. This property is of great commercial importance, for example in cracking of petroleum. ठीक है, ये easily thermally decompose हो जाते हैं. मतलब as you already know, they have low boiling points, so उसको easily boil किया जा सकता है. मतलब they can be broken down into smaller molecules. ठीक है, और इसकी commercial importance क्या है? That is cracking of petroleum. Cracking of petroleum, say what you can get is gasoline, diesel, etc., which are very useful in your daily life. The next one is inflammability. Inflammability means which can be burnt easily. Organic compounds are inflammable. They burn in the presence of air and produce carbon dioxide and water with huge amount of heat. That is why fuels are organic compounds that are wood, coal, oil, natural gas, and their combustion produces a large amount of heat. So that heat can be utilized in many other machineries, etc. So the next one is reactivity. Reactions involving organic compounds are much slower than reactions which involve inorganic substances. That is why organic reactions require heating, thorough mixing, and use of proper catalyst to speed up the reaction. बेसिकली ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स में आपके पास कार्बन कार्बन के बीच में स्ट्रॉन्ग कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड्स होते हैं, सो उनकी रिएक्टिविटी जो होती है वो बहुत ज़्यादा स्लो होती है. सो फॉर दैट, फॉर द रिएक्शन टू प्रोसीड, यू नीड द हीटिंग or thorough mixing, or you need a proper catalyst to speed up the reaction. The next one is burn with smoky flame. When higher molecular organic compounds burn, they produce smoky soot flame due to incomplete combustion. Soot is basically produced by the incomplete combustion, and it is basically black powder which contains mainly carbon. All right. The next one is isomerism. You already know about isomerism. इससे पहले हमने discuss कर लिया इसको. Organic compounds show isomerism. Isomerism is the phenomena in which two or more compounds having same molecular formula but different structure formula. Molecular formula same होता है, जैसे कि यहाँ पे आपके पास है C4H10, ठीक है, और इसके टू स्ट्रक्चर्स आपके पास आ रहे हैं, एन ब्यूटेन आ रहा है एंड आइसोब्यूटेन आ रहा है. एन यहाँ पे आपके पास ब्यूटेन शो कर रहा है कि इट इज़ अ स्ट्रेट चेन, ठीक है, और आइसोब्यूटेन आपको यहाँ पे ब्रांच स्ट्रक्चर शो कर रहा है. तो स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मूला दोनों के डिफरेंट हैं एंड मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूलाज दोनों के सेम आ रहे हैं. दिस इज द आइसोमेरिज्म. द नेक्स्ट वन इज नॉन आयनिक कैरेक्टर. They do not furnish ions, they show molecular reactions. Organic compounds have covalent bond between carbon-carbon and carbon-hydrogen. The electronegativity difference is very small. कार्बन-हाइड्रोजन के बीच में जो इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी डिफरेंस है वो बहुत ज़्यादा स्मॉल है, एंड कार्बन की तो जाहिर बात है बिल्कुल सेम है, ठीक है. सो दे आर नॉन पोलर इन नेचर एंड शो नॉन आयनिक कैरेक्टर, ठीक है. पोल्स क्यों आते हैं व्हेन देयर इज इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी डिफरेंस, लेकिन यहाँ पे इनके बीच में इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी डिफरेंस बहुत कम है, इसलिए यहाँ पे पोल्स, ऑपोजिट पोल्स, पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव क्रिएट नहीं होते हैं. ऑपोजिट पोल्स क्रिएट नहीं होंगे तो इनका आयनिक कैरेक्टर भी नहीं होगा, मतलब ये पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव चार्जेस में कन्वर्ट नहीं हो सकते हैं. The next one is similarity in behavior. Different organic compounds show close relationship with each other due to the presence of same functional group. Same functional group means इनकी classification एक category होती है, ठीक है, इनका एक class होता है. जैसे कि यहाँ पे एक example आपको show की गई है C2H5OH, ठीक है, इट इज़ बेसिकली एथेनॉल, ठीक है. सो यहाँ पे जो OH है ये एक फंक्शनल ग्रुप है, एक क्लासिफिकेशन है, ठीक है. बाकी इसी तरह इसके काफ़ी सारे फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन दे हैव बेसिकली दे शो सिमिलैरिटी इन देयर बिहेवियर बिकॉज ऑफ द फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स, एंड मेनी फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स आर सेम इन डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. Electrical conductivity, they are poor conductors of electricity both in melted, or you can say the fused state, and in the solution form due to the presence of non-polar covalent bonds in most of the organic compounds, ठीक है. एक तो ये कि यहाँ पे opposite charges create नहीं होते हैं, ठीक है, ना ही fused state में, ना in the solution form. So because of that we say that they are non-polar. As they are non-polar, so they are non-conductors of electricity, or you can say heat. Now here you have the self-assessment, ठीक है, you have to read it out and this is your assignment. Now come to the next page, that is page number 60. Here we have sources of organic compounds. Natural organic compounds are prepared by living things such as plants and animals, ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे आपको कुछ plants, animals की given है, कुछ plants की given है. Animals, some organic compounds such as proteins are obtained from animals in the form of meat, mutton, chicken, egg, etc. And fats are obtained from the animal fat, मिल्क, बटर एट्सेट्रा, ठीक है. तो ये कुछ जो चीज़ें हैं ये आप एनिमल से लेते हैं, एंड ऑल ऑफ देम आर ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. नाउ हियर वी हैव द प्लांट्स. The organic compounds are obtained from the plants. Plants are also rich source of organic compounds. Plants prepare large number of organic compounds such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, that is oils, vitamins, etc. Besides this, when plants and animals are dead, they are burned. They are buried underneath the Earth's surface under high temperature and pressure. In million years, these are converted into fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? Here we have the tidbit in which the fossil fuel is discussed. Fossil fuel is formed due to the anaerobic decomposition of plants and animals under high temperature and pressure. Anaerobic decomposition is basically decomposition by the microorganisms, ठीक है. The surface of the under the temperature and pressure under the surface of Earth in millions of years, coal, petroleum, natural gas are collectively called fossil fuels, ठीक है. तो ये सारे के सारे जो आपको mention किए गए हैं, these are the fossil fuels. These fossil fuels are main source of organic compounds. The main sources of organic compounds are discussed below. Now the first one source is the coal. It is brown black solid mass and major source of organic compounds. It is believed that coal is formed from the remains of plants. It is formed under high temperature and pressure below the earth's surface. ठीक है, जो यहाँ पे आपको फॉसिल फ्यूल इवन डिस्कस भी कर लिया गया है. ठीक है कि आप उसको बरी जो हो जाते हैं, जो प्लांट्स होते हैं, ठीक है, आइदर दे आर डेड. ठीक है, तो जो बरी हो जाते हैं, सो आफ्टर मिलियंस ऑफ ईयर्स दे आर कन्वर्टेड इनटू द फॉसिल फ्यूल्स. In millions of years, under the bacterial and chemical action on the remains of the trees and plants, it is converted into peat. ठीक है, the peat under high temperature and pressure is converted into the coal. Now here we have wood. ठीक है, wood is converted into peat. Peat क्या होता है? It is brown deposit. It is soil like. ठीक है, जिस तरह soil का structure होता है उसकी तरह होता है. And it is basically formed by the partial decomposition of the plants. The next we get is the lignite. And the next one that we get is subbituminous, and then we get the bituminous, and you can see over here that we are continuously applying temperature and pressure over here. At the end we get the anthracite. What is anthracite? It is coal of hard variety, ठीक है, and it contains purely carbon. So this is how the wood is changed into the coal. The next one is coal as a source of organic compound. Coal is a rich source of organic compounds. These organic compounds are obtained by the process of destructive distillation. Now come to the next page, that is page number 61. Here we have carbonization and destructive distillation. When coal is strongly heated in the absence of air, this process is called the carbonization, or you can say destructive distillation of coal. During this process, the coal is converted into coal gas, coke, and coal tar, and ammoniacal liquor, which are the sources of other organic compounds. So all of these are produced by the burning of coal in the absence of air. Now the next one is petroleum. The word petroleum is the combination of two Latin words. Petra means rock and oleum means oil. The petroleum is also called mineral oil, crude oil, or liquid gold. It occurs under the ground at different depths. It is a complex mixture of solids, liquids, or gaseous hydrocarbons, water, salts, and in addition to that, mixed with earth particles. So all of these combine together to form the petroleum. ठीक है? It is generally dark brown colored and unpleasant smelling. Unpleasant smelling means it is having a bad smell. Liquid containing mixture of hydrocarbons. These hydrocarbons are alkanes, cycloalkanes, aromatic compounds. After refining, it is used as a fuel, जो कि fuels आपके diesel हो गया, petrol हो गया. They are used in different machineries. It is also used for the production of useful products such as synthetic rubber, explosives, and plastics, etc. The next one is the natural gas. Natural gas is a mixture of low molecular mass gaseous hydrocarbons. It is mainly composed of low boiling point hydrocarbons. क्योंकि ये low molecular mass होते हैं, इसलिए इनके boiling points भी बहुत low होते हैं. These hydrocarbons are methane, ethane, propane, and traces of butane. You can see here इसमें just small molecular mass वाले जो हैं molecules यहाँ पे add किए गए हैं. You can see methane, ethane with 2 carbons, propane with 3 carbons, and traces of butane जो C4 है, इसमें just traces मतलब less amount of butane is present. Methane is the main component, that is it contains 85 to 95% of natural gas. ठीक है. In Pakistan, the natural gas is called the sui gas. The origin of natural gas is the same as that of coal and petroleum. It is found in combination with petroleum in reservoirs, or it can be found without the petroleum. इसमें petroleum के साथ combination भी हो सकती है और without petroleum भी find out होता है. It is mainly used as a fuel in homes as well as industries. जो कि आपके घर में सुई गैस आता है, natural gas, that is basically the methane. ठीक है, और जो आपके stoves में आता है, that is used in the homes as well as in the industries for cooking and different purposes. It is used as a fuel in automobiles, as a compressed natural gas CNG. ठीक है. It is used for the preparation of carbon black. Carbon black is used basically to strengthen the tires or as a pigment in the ink, black ink, and also as a basic raw material in the preparation of fertilizers. So it has many uses. The next one is plants. Plants are rich sources of organic compounds. These compounds are mainly proteins, carbohydrates, fats, oils, vitamins, etc. These compounds are obtained from plants in the form of leaves, stems, fruits, flowers, seeds, etc. ठीक है, इन सब चीज़ों से हमें सारे vitamins, oils, carbohydrates, fats, ये सब हमें इससे obtain होते हैं. These compounds are called natural products as all they are obtained from the natural sources जो कि plants हैं, इसलिए हम इनको natural products कहते हैं. Most natural products are extracted from plants and are used as medicines. Medicines में जैसे कि aloe vera हो गया, neem, garlic, etc. All of them are used as a medicines and they are obtained from plants. The next one is animals. What can be obtained from animals? Animals are also good source of organic compounds. Most organic compounds such as proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, etc. are obtained from animals in the form of milk, meat, butter, etc. So all of these are obtained from animals and all of them are organic compounds. Now come to the next page, that is page number 62. Here we have the sources of general sketch for the source of organic compounds, animals and plants. Animals में फिर आपके पास पेट्रोलियम गैस, प्रोटीन्स, फैट्स और ऑयल्स आ जाते हैं जिनकी एग्जांपल्स आपको गिवन है. एंड प्लांट्स में आपको अलाइव हो या फिर डेड हो. ठीक है, अलाइव में आपके पास देयर आर मैनी एग्जांपल्स, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, प्रोटीन्स, विटामिन्स, ऑयल्स. और डेड प्लांट्स से व्हाट यू कैन गेट इज़ कोल. ठीक है. Now here we have the synthesis of organic compounds in laboratory. Up to the beginning of 19th century, it was believed that living things, that is plants and animals, can only be prepared by organic compounds due to vital force. ठीक है, एक natural force जो कि already हम explain कर चुके हैं. ठीक है, natural force के through ये formation इसकी हो सकती है. वैसे they cannot be formed synthetically. But this idea was rejected. The vital force theory was proved wrong when the German chemist Friedrich Wöhler prepared an organic compound called urea. ठीक है, this is urea which is formed from the inorganic compounds. From inorganic compounds such as potassium cyanate, that is KCNO, and ammonium chloride, that is NH4Cl, on heating. The synthesis of organic compound in laboratory started a new era of organic compounds. Now let's see how did he prepare the urea from the inorganic compounds. Now moving on to another page, that is page number 63. Here you can see we have KCNO3, ठीक है, potassium cyanate and ammonium chloride. They are both, when they combine together through heating, we get the CH4CNO, that is ammonium cyanate, and KCl, that is potassium chloride. ठीक है, again through heating the ammonium cyanate, we get the urea. ठीक है, so we obtained the organic compound from an inorganic compound. Both are inorganic compounds, and when they are combined together we got urea, which is an organic compound. So it means that organic compounds can be produced synthetically. ठीक है, and the vital force theory was rejected because of this reason. Millions of compounds have been prepared in the laboratory, and every day a large number of compounds are being synthesized in laboratories. These compounds range from simple to complex. Simple भी formation हो सकती है, and there are many other complex compounds which are produced synthetically. Today, hundreds of compounds are synthesized in the laboratory, such as drugs, medicines, flavors, fragrances जो perfumes होते हैं, fertilizers, plastics, पेंट्स, सिंथेटिक फाइबर्स, कॉस्मेटिक्स, डिटर्जेंट्स जो पाउडर्स होते हैं, वॉशिंग पाउडर्स, पेस्टिसाइड्स जो कि पेस्ट्स को हटाते हैं, इसी तरह इंसेक्टिसाइड्स भी होते हैं, हर्बिसाइड्स एक्सेट्रा. ऑल ऑफ दीज आर प्रिपेयर्ड इन द लेबॉर्ट्री एंड मैनी ऑफ देम आर containing the organic compounds. All of these things have changed our lives. So basically all of them contain organic compounds, and organic compounds basically have changed our lives and they have developed many things. So this was the end of part 2 of chapter number 11. We'll be discussing the other topics in the next part. I hope you understood the lecture well. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.